keep and what to let go of. Hi, this is Pinky with Pinky Jackson Organizing Consultants. And that's the question I'm hearing. What to do when you can't decide what to keep and what to get rid of. So I wanted to respond to that request for help by sharing a very simple process with you. And you will notice on pinkyjackson.com, which is my website, that there's lots of tips and information. There's some videos and some free documents and guides that hopefully will really help you decide how to get the help that you need. And at pinkyjackson.com, what we like to do is give you really simple, clear tools if you're going to be working with us, or if you're going to be doing a DIY plan that we create for you, or if you're just trying to do this all yourself. And because I have heard that that question lately, it's almost like folks have gotten rid of the easy stuff, the low-hanging fruit, very easy for things to get rid of. But now they have to really make more room in their house, or they want to unburden themselves with more things, but they're kind of stuck and can't decide what to get rid of and what to keep. Now, as a professional organizer, when I'm working with a client, what I do is I help establish an action plan that includes criteria that we have set based on their values and their needs and their resources. So it's very clear, and we keep coaching them through that process so that we keep making really efficient, solid progress. Coaching them through the process so that we make solid progress, right? So we're there on site or virtually now. We're doing a lot of that too, with a video call or a phone call, keeping them going and going and going, right? So it's really solid. But you can use some of the tips and some of the tricks that we use. And so I'm going to give you an abbreviated one that will be a little bit simpler. And it's what I call the 3 P's. P like pinky, right? So pleasing, practical, and placement. Okay? Pleasing, practical, and placement. So say you wanted to, say a coffee cup, right? Or my teacup. I don't drink coffee. So say my teacup would be an example of something that maybe I opened my cabinet and I thought, oh, I need to declutter. I have way too many coffee cups in there. And I need more space, and whether I'm downsizing or whether I'm just trying to make more room in the, hi Danny Gamble and Mona. This is my very first Facebook Live, and a new friend and one of my oldest and dearest friends are on here. Yay! I'm glad you guys are here. I've never done a Facebook Live before. So thanks for being here. So whatever your reason is for needing to clear out a cabinet, think about your values, your criteria, and why you're trying to clear it out. And so when you know what your goals are, it's a little bit easier to get to those goals if you think about 3 things. First of all, we'll use the example of my teacup. Is it practical? Yes, it is. It's big. I love big cups of tea. It is practical, and it's got the little thumb holder on it, which I really like, because a big cup of tea, I mean, look at the size of this. A big cup is hard to lift, but with that little thumb thing that the artist put on there, it makes it easier. So it's very practical, and it's very sturdy, and it's practical because I use it almost daily, right? So it's not just it could be useful to somebody, it is useful to me. And it's not broken, it's in good shape, so it is practical, it meets that bar. The second question, is it pleasing? Well, look, isn't it beautiful? So it's a handmade piece of pottery. Ooh, I wish I remembered the name of the potter. I would love to. I'll find that information and link them, because she's wonderful. And so it's pleasing because it's beautiful. It's also pleasing because it has a really sweet memory. I went to a wonderful art show with dear friends, and this is what, one of the friends recommended, an artist that he likes really well, and he took me to where her booth is, and it was just a wonderful day with a group of friends, and so it's got good memories with that too, and it's really beautiful. And then placement. So the third thing is, you can love something or it could be practical, but do you have a place for it in your home in a way that allows your home to be as organized and as beautiful as you want your home to be, right? And so I limit myself to one shelf on one cabinet. Now it's a nice big shelf of coffee and tea mugs, right? Because I love to have several ones for me, and I love to have plenty when I entertain. But I have to limit myself because nobody else in my household drinks hot beverages. I know, isn't that weird? But they don't. So I have to restrain myself from using the entire beverage cabinet for just beautiful cups that I like. So I have to pull those out, and I have to go through that and say, okay, go through that collection and say, okay, these are the ones that are practical that I'm using. These are the ones that are beautiful, but there's not a place for all of them. So I need to winnow it down. Now, you don't have to be able to say yes to all three of those questions. This happens to be practical and pleasing, and there is a place for it because I make sure, but I could keep a cup that doesn't meet all of those criteria. In fact, I have one that I know of right off the bat. Last time I did a big purge of coffee cups, it was cups and glasses and mugs, just everything, and I did it for my whole family, right? And the way that I do that is I bring all of the category out and I spread it out on our ping pong table, right? So I had every mug, cup, glass, everything. And then I go back into the kitchen and I wipe down, give all the shelves a good cleaning. And then I tell the whole family I'm purging the glasses and cups. And they know what that means. What that means is they have, and I'll put a little sign on the table that says, by Wednesday at noon or by Friday at 7 p.m. or whatever the truth is, all of these, everything left on this table is getting donated. Please put what you want to keep back in the cabinet, right? So I make sure everybody knows about it, and we all go through and take the ones that are pleasing, practical, that there's place for, and we put them in the cabinet. And when everybody's had a chance to go through and pick out all their favorites, one of two things happens. Now with my family, because I've been doing this for a long time, they know the drill and it works, and there's a lot to get rid of, and I don't have to do what I do with other houses, which is sometimes I have to help them winnow down because they want to keep more than there's room for. So we have to talk about, do you want to make more room, or do you want to keep your original plan for room and have me help you through making some more decisions, doing some more cuts, you know? So that is a really nice way to, like, if you're stuck, like right now you are trying to winnow down your books or clothes or shoes, artwork, children's work, memorabilia, anything at all that you're trying to get a nice place beautifully organized in your home. Those are some questions you can ask yourself to really hold yourself accountable for why you have it in your house, right? And that's really important because sometimes we have things in our house just because they've always been in our house. But are they still pleasing? Are they still practical? And do you still have a place for them? And might that place be better used for something else, right? So when we look at, say, practical, right? We talked about some of the criteria for practical. It still operates the way it's supposed to, right? It's not broken or chipped or not functioning. If it needs new batteries, how long has it needed new batteries? And if you put new batteries in it, are you actually going to use it? Or is that just an excuse for holding on to it, but you really haven't used it for 5 or 6 years, So think about those things. Practical also is really helpful to think about with your clothing, because obviously we want to look at, does it still fit us? Does it fit us physically? Is it the right size for where we are now and where we might be? Personally, I keep 3 sizes of clothes because I just know that about myself. My weight fluctuates. But I don't keep like 5 sizes. And in some of the sizes that I know I'm not going to be that small very often. I don't keep a whole wardrobe of those. But, you got to have goals, right? But you want to look at not only sizing with clothes, but you also want to look at the style. You want to put it on. Sometimes we keep things just because it's brand new, but it was brand new 3 years ago and it's not in style anymore. Or it's a really great business suit and we want to keep it, but we don't actually work in an office where we have to wear a business suit anymore. Somebody else could dearly use that. There's so many great programs that help people of all ages get business attire for interviews and for work. And so there's someone who can use it for sure. And the other thing is for our older clients, for a lot of our senior citizens or anybody who's going through maybe any type of physical rehab with their body, physical challenges, you may have something that's pleasing, you love the way it looks, it fits you, but you can't fasten it anymore. The little eye hooks and buttons in the back and lots of buttons up the sleeve, and pants with lots of 3 different ways to close them just may not be a good fit for your current quality of life or the change that you're getting ready to make, right? So if you have an elder in your family, or if you are just somebody who needs to have more time and less fuss when you dress, think about, gosh, maybe a pull-on elastic pant is a good idea. They're cuter than they used to be. You can get leggings and yoga pants. You don't have to wear, mom jeans, although I do because they're comfortable. But think about how you put them on, how comfortable they are, and how, if at the end of the day when you're tired, is it going to be just as easy to pull it off? Especially a lot of our elders who have some fine motor skill problems or some mobility or some issues where their range is not what it used to be. Yes, they loved that. It was a gift from a granddaughter. They wore it when they worked. They paid a lot of money for it in the day. But, maybe it needs to be with memorabilia and you winnow that collection down, but maybe it doesn't need to take up space because it's really not practical anymore, right? So that's something to think about. And that's the same with placement. Some people have an entire china cabinet filled, and there's a place for everything, the gravy boats and the serving platters and the chafing dishes and teaspoons and salad forks and all this huge collection of things that have placement in the house, but they're not used anymore. And that person may actually need that space to be downsized so they can move in with a family member if they're going to do a multi-generational home, or if they're going to move into assisted living. So something or if they're going to stay in the house, but they need to move everything from the top floor down and from the bottom floor up so they can live all on one floor and age in place. And so china cabinets are great places to turn into bookshelves or to turn into, off-season wardrobe. And there's all these great ways we can do that and kind of hide the fact that that's what they're doing. So there's a really great way to take something, a collection of something that it doesn't please you, it's not practical anymore, and you can let go of those items. And then if you're going to stay in that place has more storage now. So that's a really nice way to kind of repurpose your space if you're needing to have more space, or if you're just wanting to. I think right now a lot of people are really wanting more space because they and the family members that they're sharing the house with just need more space. There's more operations happening at home. There's more work, there's more community service, there's more education happening at home. Hi, Natalie. I see you. You wonderful, wonderful person. Congratulations on your graduation. So I really want to just encourage you to kind of be thinking about those three P's. If you're feeling stuck, decluttering. If you can't decide what to keep and what to get rid of. I never, force anyone to get rid of anything they don't want to at all. That's not what my job is. I'm a professional organizer whose job is to help you meet your goals, with downsizing and such. But when folks get stuck, these are kinds of questions that we can ask. And again, we have a bit larger system, a bit, longer process if needed. But those 3 questions I think are really helpful. So pleasing practical placement. So does it make you happy? I love, Marie Kondo's books, when she came out and started this wonderful tidy up type philosophy that she did. I love that that's my favorite thing about her approach, is that she focuses on your joy. She focuses on the pleasing part, right? So Does it make you happy? Does it, and happy's different for different people. You know, some people happy is it's all about beauty and glitter and bling, and that really makes them happy, and they want a lot of things all over the walls. That's what makes them feel good. So that's right for them. And some people happy is no clutter, nothing on the walls, maybe one plant per room. That's what makes them happy. So that's correct for them. And as far as practical, same thing. Some people just want to have multi-tools and a few different things that can be used lots of different places. And some people want to have a gadget for everything they might want to do. And that's great, as long as you have the placement for it, right? As long as you have somewhere to place it so that you can create an organizing system and you can stay organized, right? So I hope that's helpful to those of you who asked for that. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. And again, it's pleasing, practical, and placement. And I will link this video on, well, it's a Facebook Live, so I guess it's going somewhere right now. I don't know. Never done one before. But I will link it on my website so that you can access it, pinkyjackson.com. And as always, take really good care. And remember, you deserve to be happy. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.